Okay. Welcome everybody to the first episode of For Goodness Take. Today we have Harvard guard and now graduate Christian Juzang. Christian, how are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't complain. Thank you for having me on here.
Of course. So Harvard grad, that is incredibly impressive. Not only a four-year player at Harvard, but as I just mentioned, a Harvard grad. How does that feel to finally be out of the mold of college, I guess?
Yeah, it's been somewhat surreal, man. I don't think anyone thought that these would be the circumstances that we would do it in, but nonetheless got it done. Um, Obviously, a unique situation as far as how the season ended. Another unique situation on the virtual transition of things, and then now just kind of being in a polarizing climate with everything going on, with all the kind of race relations out there right now. So like, there's just a lot of things going on, and 2020 has been kind of a different year, but nonetheless, thankful for the opportunity that I've received up to this point.
Yeah, it's been a really rocky year, especially with all the things that are happening today and all the sports world, everything's being affected. So you mentioned the virtual part of Harvard. How was that
Mhm.
graduation? I know some people slept through it. So were you on your couch with your family, or were you the one of those people who just slept through it and said, "Wake me up when they call my name"?
Oh yeah, man, I definitely woke up for it. It's one of those experiences a lot bigger than you. My grandma, I don't think she tuned in, but my grandma had come over from Vietnam, and that's just two generations ago. So it's one of those things where a lot of people have sacrificed a lot for me to have that moment. So we definitely woke up. We were all on the couch watching. It was actually pretty solid. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't have too high of expectations for it. So it was actually pretty good.
It was a good feeling graduating, I'm guessing, because all those 4 years of work, not necessarily the basketball part, but the academic part especially, because Harvard's known
Uh,
for, all those academics. So was it just a relief? What were you feeling when they said Christian Juzang graduating or whatever the case was?
oh man, it was definitely a really cool moment. Um, it was like it was a couple different ceremonies, so it wasn't like a one specific moment where I felt like I had graduated, but it was just an empowering day. Um, and for me, I just felt like I I stood as a beacon of hope for a lot of other people who kind of want to go down that route or not sure if they can do it. So um, in that regard, I was kind of really proud.
Awesome. Okay, so now that we got all that boring stuff out of the way, let's talk some basketball. So, what is your earliest memory that you have of the court, of basketball, whatever it may be?
Yeah, nah, man, local Valley kid. I was probably 3 years old, and I used to play at this local rec center called Balboa, and my dad used to coach us back then, and that's probably my earliest memory. So I've been dribbling since the day I can remember, just kind of for the love of the game.
Right when you got the if you can remember at least, right when you got the basketball, did you feel something, or did you just, look at it as a 3-year old like, oh, it's a basketball, I don't really know what to do with it?
Right. I don't think there was a distinct moment where I fell in love with it, but I know that through all the experiments, as far as when you're a kid, you play a lot of different sports.
Yeah.
Um, I always came back to basketball. So regardless of the season, I tried soccer, I tried t-ball, I tried flag football, I tried almost everything. So as next year came around, basketball was always the one that kept signing up for. That just happened to be my favorite. So yeah, I mean, time only tells, and clearly basketball kind of stood the weather of the test. So
Clearly worked out for you.
yeah.
So with basketball, I know that you grew up with another phenomenal basketball player in Johnny Juzang. So
Hmm.
was there a sibling rivalry between you two? Because I know for me, I had three older brothers, and they're not
Uh-huh.
nearly high level athletes as you guys are, but regardless, we still had really heavy
Right.
competition.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean for sure. I think that it was around. I want to say around his when I was still home. So his second year of eighth grade, I believe. Yeah, second year of eighth grade. My senior year, he started really like that summer. I think that's when the game started to get really, really close. As far as like one on one and stuff. Like he was that advanced. His length and everything. So yeah, we definitely always had competitions. It wasn't a thing that ever got like it wasn't a sibling rivalry that ever got like too crazy. But I think we just fed off each other. We went to go work out a lot as time went on. So if I saw him waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to a workout in like Manhattan Beach, it's like now I gotta wake up at 5. So
Okay.
I think we really just fed off each other more than anything, and pushed each other to be better.
Are you guys still doing one-on-ones during this time, or have you in the past or recently?
The last time had to be probably like last, if I remember correctly, maybe last summer, or summer before that. Last summer he was in Kentucky most of it for like summer workouts, and then this summer we haven't yet. I haven't been on the court yet because of my ankle. I injured my ankle at the end of the season this year, so I just got it rehabbed up. So I'll be hitting the court next week. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we can, given all the circumstances right now.
Do you have all that trash talk with him? Like, you still can't beat me. You might be 2 years younger than me. You might be still in college, I guess, but you still can't beat me.
Uh, we don't do as much of that, but we'll definitely let each other know when we hit a good shot.
Okay, I know for me, I was like the smallest gap between my brother and I is 10 years. So
Mm.
I know I was like a 6-year-old playing, and he was my age. Now I go for life, and he'd pack me and just talk all that crap to me. Just a little
Let you know
6-year-old.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still does. And even when I beat him now, I get no props for it.
Yeah,
So
let the W speak for itself.
yeah, but he doesn't give me credit. Like, I beat him one thing, and he goes, "Okay, well, let's move on to this." So he needs to end on a W every time.
Right.
So I was scrolling through YouTube yesterday, doing all my research for this, and I saw your name pop up in a VBA highlight reel.
Hmm.
So, are you in the draft for that? Are you planning on going there? What's up with that?
Yeah. So it's a kind of not a liberating feeling, but it's a cool, unique feeling I have. So they already had the draft. I went number 1 in
Oh wow,
that,
congrats!
and so I'm heading over there to play. But the really, really, really cool part is, um, I actually met a mentor of mine from Harvard 2 years ago. His name's Henry Wynn. Um, really successful businessman over here and over there. And so I'm actually going over there to really work under him and be his right hand man. So that's a learning experience of a lifetime. That's something I really couldn't turn down. But to add the fact that I get to go play in Vietnam in a really, really fun, exciting league, makes it all that much better. So to kind of do both, continue playing the game I love, and then continuing to kind of build on my business acumen at the same time, it's kind of an opportunity that I was just like, especially when you're younger, you can't really turn something like that down. So I'm also happy in the me. So it's cool to kind of go, quote unquote, back home or where my families are originally from. Um, so it was kind of all around win for me.
That's awesome. So me personally, I don't know a lot about the VBA. So can you give me some like points about it, some tips about it? Like, how's the game different from here in college, here the NBA, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely more physical. It's definitely more physical. They kind of let the whistle get swallowed a little bit. Definitely like a fast paced game. Um, and yeah, I'd say it's fun. I mean, they have a really fun environment over there. The fans are crazy. It's super loud. Like you literally might have to cover your ears in the gym. So really fun in that regard. I think those are probably the 3 biggest points. But in the winter, so that's like typically during the summer, and then during the winter they have the ABL, which they also want me to play in. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna play in that yet, just given my body, and making sure I'm still healthy. But that's another fun league. That's where it's more international. So you play like Hong Kong, Tokyo, Macau. Every game's a different country, so that's another fun league too.
You said you went number one. So was that draft online, and what team did you go to?
Yeah, so I went to Saigon Heat, which is in Ho Chi Minh City, where I'll be working. Um, they made sure they had made the proper trades and whatnot, so they can get the number 1 pick. And then that happened. Yeah, it happened online. Some of it happened in person. I mean, they had a whole thing. They had like a whole draft there. I had to obviously watch it online. I couldn't show up, but yeah, it was actually a really cool little event they had.
So I know for me, when I play 2K, when I go number one in the draft, I'm really excited. I can't even imagine the excitement you felt when you went number one in the VBA draft. So can you get me a little taste of what was going through your mind and what you felt?
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was really just it was always ironic. Like I don't think I ever would have thought I'd say, "Hey, I'm going number one in the draft," you know, um, let alone a Vietnam draft. So, um, yeah, it was just kind of ironic. A lot of my friends have been messing with me, calling me like Juicy Williamson, Doozy Walls, a bunch of number one draft picks. It's like it's kind of funny. So we've been rolling with it.
You thinking about when you go to Vietnam to get the Air Juicies, not the Air Jordans, I'm gonna sell some Air Juicies.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta talk to the marketing team about that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the NBA is set to return on July 31st. So how do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
Oh man, I didn't even see that. Actually, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. Are they gonna do it in Orlando?
I'm not sure the details, but I think it's going to be Orlando and another location. But that's like a soft deadline. It's like they're planning on doing it. No confirmation has been made yet.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going back to their facilities now because I have a couple of friends in the league, and they're all kind of going back to camp. So, um, I mean, for me, I really think it's just a business decision. I think that there's too much money and revenue on the line. I don't think it's the best thing to necessarily do safety wise. I don't think it's promoting the best practices safety wise, but dollar signs run this world. So I understand the amount on both sides as far as the players getting paid and the amount of money they were losing, and then more importantly the TV deals and all that stuff that hits the revenue of the owner. So I understand why it got pushed through. To be honest, I'm not that surprised. Um, but yeah.
Were you following the season prior to its cancellation?
Yeah, yeah, a good amount.
So who's your MVP? The Giannis LeBron debate's been going on a while.
Uh, that's so hard. I mean, you can really go with a lot of different people. Um, as far as impacting the team, I think on, off, and everything in between, it's hard not to give it to LeBron. What he's doing at his age, how he impacts every team he goes to, the fact that they're at the top of the West. I mean, I don't know if you could. It's hard not to give it to him, but at the same time, Giannis is so dominant. So yeah, it kind of goes either way. I think a lot of that has to do with like fan power and stuff like that. Obviously with the votes. So I'm not sure I can predict who's gonna win.
Okay. My prediction was Giannis for
Okay.
the Bucks and the highest PR in the season in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
So my finals prediction was Bucks Lakers. Do you agree with that? What's your take on it?
Bucks Lakers. I could definitely see it. I mean, they both have the pedigrees, the experience, and whatnot to get there. They're cool to see Giannis in the finals. But yeah, I definitely think the Lakers can get there. If there's one thing LeBron knows how to do is get to the finals. I mean, how many times he's been there? So, and the Bucks have a super talented team. So, either way, yeah, I think that's a probable shot. I think that's a probable guess. So,
Are you a Lakers fan, being from LA?
really funny. I'm
Or
actually, I am, but I'm not. As far as I can't say I was growing up. Actually a Clippers fan when they were terrible. Like
you?
Corey Maggette, yeah, man, Corey Maggette, Sam Cassell, Elton Brand, like they were the worst team in the league, but they had a lot of good players, and they were really they were fun to watch for me at least. And it was really fun. We used to have season tickets. I think it was a summer. We ended up giving them up because we had season tickets. We were always trying to give them away. No one even wanted to take them. Like we're like, hey, take them for free. They're like, yeah, we're all right tonight.
Wow.
We couldn't even get them off our hands. And then that summer, we sold them. And immediately when we dropped the tickets, it was that summer when they picked up CP3, Blake Griffin, and
Oh
DeAndre.
my.
They brought Lob City in. So we call them right back. And we're like, hey, man, like, can we get those tickets back? And the price to just skyrocket. I don't even think they had anymore. I think they had sold out too. So, yeah. So I used to be a Clippers fan though.
So do you transition from Clippers to Lakers at that point?
To some degree, I just always have liked the fact that the Clippers were the underdogs and they were like the grittier, less Showtime team. I think I embody that as far as like nothing in basketball being handed to me. I've always kind of been the underlooked guy. So I think I resonate a little bit with kind of the Clipper style and their brand a little bit.
Yeah, that underdog mentality really applied to this season, or maybe last season with the Bryce Aiken rotation, where you had to first you were starting, then you weren't, then you were starting, and you had to fight for your minutes in a way.
Yeah, for sure, for
So,
sure. Yeah, I mean Bryce is my guy. He knows that. It's nothing between me and him. It's just it was just, I wasn't really shooting the ball well in the earlier the year. Kind of lost some of my minutes, and then staying ready for my opportunity is something I've always been able to do. And then I say midway through the season, started playing again and rolled it out for the rest of the way. But I mean, the media's always done a funny job with like making it seem like we could only play without each other or at different times. But I mean, we played last season damn near the whole season together on the floor at the 1 and the 2. So, but yeah, man, that's my guy. I got a lot of love for him. He's one of my best friends. So that's a talented dude. I haven't seen anyone score like he has at that level. He's really talented and gifted.
He's going to Seton Hall next year. It's going to replace Miles Powell, it looks like.
Yep. They need someone. I mean, Miles Powell's a firecracker. So if there's anyone who can kind of fill those shoes, it'll be Bryce. So I'm really excited for him. I'll be tuned into the game from afar.
Awesome.
Yep.
So that concludes the interview part. Our next part, we have like a little Harvard trivia part. I'm going to give you a couple questions, trivia style, see how you do. So question number 1, and pardon me for the mispronunciation of probably all of these.
No, you're good.
Latin for the life of me.
You're good. I'm shook. I thought I was done with tests, so I might be a little rusty.
One more. The Harvard contacted me. They said if you don't get above a 75, your degree is going to be repealed. So you should probably.
All right.
So,
All right.
What is Harvard's motto? Is it pardon me for this, pluribus unum, B, Lu et veritas, C, veritas, or D, mens et manus?
It's either B or C. I know it's veritas. I'm trying to remember if there's a Lu in front of it. Honestly, I'm just not going to go with the fact that I don't know it. So I'm like between the Lu and the veritas. So I'll say veritas, just veritas.
Veritas is correct.
1 for 1. Let's get it.
Lu et veritas is Yale's motto. So I think Yale kind of bit Harvard style with that one right there.
Yeah, it seems like they always do.
Yeah, kind of a beta school right there in that case. So moving on to number 2, what is the school's mascot? Is it A, Keggy the Keg, B, John Harvard the Pilgrim, C, a tiger, or D, Handsome Dan?
Yeah, I haven't seen a mascot at any game. I thought it was just a color. Can you run that back?
So A, Keggy the Keg, B, John Harvard the Pilgrim, C, a tiger, or D, Handsome Dan?
Handsome Dan. I don't think it's any of them. But if I had to go with one of them, yeah, we don't have a mascot. I'll go with John Harvard the Pilgrim. That's like the closest guess for me.
Yeah, that's correct. John Harvard the Pilgrim.
Dang.
Yeah.
They must have got rid of him because I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
What were you thinking as another answer possibly?
No, it's weird because like we really don't have a mascot. Like there's never a mascot at the game, or anything like that. So I was kind of shook because the crimson is just a color, and then that's it.
Yeah,
so
I'm repping it right now.
Yes, sir. I see the background. I see. Good, man.
Got that. So moving on to question number 3, what is Harvard's original name? Is it A, Cambridge College, B, John University, C, Veritas College, or D, Crimson University?
What was the first one?
Cambridge College.
I'll say Cambridge College, if anything.
Yeah, Cambridge College.
Yeah, makes more sense. I'm on a roll.
Okay. Final question. How many NBA players have gone to Harvard? A, 11, B, 13, C, 6, or D, 19?
This includes G League, huh?
It includes NBA, only NBA.
I know it's in the teens. I remember when they asked this question literally at one of our media spots. Someone answered it wrong. It's either 13 or 19. Damn. I'm going to go with 19.
Answer is actually 11.
11. Ah. I knew it was something higher. I knew it wasn't 6. That's all I knew. I knew it wasn't 6.
For
Pretty good,
redemption for this one, who's the most recent NBA player to have gone to Harvard?
Jeremy Lin?
Yeah, okay, there we go. So
Yeah.
you got I'll give you a 4 out of 5 on that. You get to keep your degree. Congratulations on
Okay.
officially graduating Harvard. So with that as well, that concludes this episode of For Goodness Take. Thank you so much, Christian, for being on. Best of luck in the VBA, and hopefully see you soon on the episode.
Sounds good. Thank you, my man. Thank you for having me.
Of course.